Funny enough, that first time was the last time I was sober because that time led me every single day.
Yep.
I kept taking. The next day, when the guy just left, I messaged, hey, can I get more? I got more by myself. It's the second time I've ever taken fucking drugs. I went and ordered a ball of M, took it all myself. Next day, same thing.
Yep.
Next day, same thing. I just kept chasing it, chasing that feeling I got.
Yep.
And then that led me down fucking 5-6 years worth, bro. So at the moment, don't know like my charges and stuff, but normally, you know, the system, the way it works, if there's enough, they have enough stuff, they can put you in there.
Yep.
So basically they had enough to put, you know, hold me in there until things get sorted. You don't know what's happening. You don't know how long you're going to be in here. Could be short, could be long, could be a while, man. You don't know. So what is it that I can do when I'm in here?
Exactly.
Come up with something. You know, this is what I'm talking to myself in the mirror. I'm like, come up with something that you can do in here that is going to change you. Because at the moment, you're the lowest of the lowest. There's nothing else.
Yep.
You're in hell. What can you do in this position in hell that is going to make a better you for when you get out?
The soul becomes dyed with the colour of its thoughts, according to Marcus Aurelius. What happens, though, when you've been told your story is already written? When the world sees you as a criminal, an addict, a lost cause, and you start to believe it? What happens when rock bottom becomes your mirror, and for the first time you see yourself sober, stripped, and still breathing?
Today's guest is Ivy, and his story isn't just about transformation. It's about reconstruction. From addiction to discipline, from prison walls to building a six-figure business, from running from pain to facing it, owning it, and turning it into purpose. Ivy reminds us that identity is not fixed, but freedom isn't found in release, but in routine, reflection, and radical responsibility. On this episode, this is a meditation on suffering, not as punishment, but as path. On discipline, not as a burden, but as self-respect. And on the philosophy, not as theory, but as a way of life you practice every damn day. What stands in the way becomes the way. This one's for the men rebuilding. One step, one rep, one promise at a time.
Well, welcome, Ivy.
Guys, thank you very much. What an intro.
Welcome.
How have you been?
Really good, bro. What about you?
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good.
I'm excited, bro.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
That's good, bro. That's good.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, sort of how you got into fitness coaching and I guess where you started from.
Do I take it back to the start?
You can take it as far back.
All right, let's take it back to the start. Let's wind the clock back a little bit. Teenagers always played sports, heavily into sports, soccer, played representative soccer, slowly transitioned into playing basketball. My dad plays, my brother plays, they both coach it now, high up representative. My brother coaches some Australian teams as well and stuff like that. So it's sort of built into the family. So I transitioned from soccer to basketball and pursued basketball when I was more about 14, 15. Sorry about that.
You're right.
So about 14, 15, transitioned more into basketball. And academically, I went to St. Dom's in Penrith, private college and things like that. And
Did you grow up out there in Penrith?
So I grew up in a little place called Wallachia. So it's out near Silverdale, Warragamba Dam.
Oh, yep.
So it's a little, it's country, a little country town sort of out there. So grew up out there. Basically, you would have heard of Bent's Basin. That was my backyard, just out in the wilderness, running around. That's it. You know what I mean? Like when you're a teenager, your parents aren't going to drive 45 minutes, 50 minutes all the time to Penrith, to the shops. It just didn't happen. Do you know what I mean? So it was just basically stay out there, try and do whatever you can outside, you know what I mean? Catching lizards, catching animals, all that sort of shit, you know what I mean? So it was fun. And then playing basketball, it was about age 13, 14 is when I was playing both, but then transitioned more into the basketball scene. Started playing representative with that. Was doing really well with that. I was, and I'm not giving myself a big head, but the ability of speed, quickness, jumping, it was all there. It was more the skill side that it just needed to be implemented and taught. And I'd done really well transitioning. And then on the academic side, not so well.
Yep.
Also, being at that school, people had a high standard of me because my brother was the school captain
Okay.
of a private college.
Yep.
So they were like, oh, yeah, you're his brother. I'm like, yeah, okay. And just like complete opposites, complete utter opposites. He was really good academically, good with skills, even on the basketball court with skills.
Yep.
He didn't have the athletic performance, agility, all that sort of stuff. So we're just complete opposites.
It's funny because we're actually quite similar in that sense. Like, I mean, Nick is pretty athletic now too, but I was always the more sort of physically inclined one. Even though I was a bigger kid when I was younger, I loved my sports. I was strong, and my academics were complete shit. Like, I couldn't study, I couldn't pay attention, like, all the ADHD rubbish. Whereas Nick was the polar opposite. He got like 90 something in his ATAR. He was, a standout. He came, he got state positions in that, in Greek and whatnot. And then you had me, who was just a couple marks off a mystery mark for the HSC.
Right. I ended up, bro, I was terrible. Like, bro, at the private college, we had afternoon detentions. We had weekend detentions.
Yep.
We had suspension. Bro, I had all of them.
Same. Yep.
Every single year, I was on weekend detentions, bro. Dressing up in full school uniform, doing, lines.
The school.
You name it, bro. That was me. And then, I'd forge the letters, get more. Like, I was just doing everything. And it's not like I wasn't hurting people. I was just that class clown.
Yep.
Because academically, I couldn't understand it. So my way of fitting in or understanding or not being laughed at was, hey, let's make shit funny. Let's get in trouble. Let's just not.
Would you say that you were like bored with school in a way?
In a way, yes, because I couldn't process it. So I'd sit there twiddling my thumbs. I'm sitting there looking at the roof. I'm sitting there looking at the other boys and making shit laugh and just doing all that shit as a kid. But I just didn't stop because I just couldn't understand and process, read, write, the homework, all that sort of shit. I just sucked at it.
Yeah.
Not saying I sat there and put all my effort in because I didn't, but from the get-go, I struggled and I just didn't do anything about it. So when you get older, you get left behind, you're not keeping up and, you get put in the special ed classes, all that sort of stuff. I've done all that. You know what I mean? I was meant to get held back. I was meant to do all that, but I just kept getting in trouble. So I was just like, this place ain't for me. You know what I mean?
When did you first come to that realization where you said, school isn't for me? Was it around that 13, 14-year-old mark, or was it when your, basketball really started taking off?
No, it would have been early straight away.
Yeah.
Straight away. You know what I mean? But, do I have a choice? No. When I look back at it now, obviously it's not in my decision, but I wish I could have left at year 9 or year 10, but I didn't. I didn't because I had no goals. I had no career. I had nothing set up for me.
Did you have something that you were passionate about?
It would have been sports.
It would have been sports.
So I was always like, no, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it into something. Just like you would have heard when we were kids, when we were playing footy or whatever, no, I'm going to play in the NRL. For me, it's like, I'm going to play in the NBA. I'm going to play college. I'm going to play in the NBL in Australia. I'm going to play in the Euro League in Europe. It was always something. So it was like, smashing the sports. No, I'm going to make it. It's all good. Don't worry about me. You know what I mean?
It's good too because I guess, for kids like us, because I pretty much had the exact same sort of childhood in terms of, my academic experience in school. And like you, bro, I was on Saturday detention. With us, it was Saturdays at detentions, 3-hour detentions on the Saturday morning.
3 hours, bro. We did 7.
Oh, really?
We did full day.
Oh, that's
full day.
Wow. Ours would only accumulate to that if we had like a bunch of 1-hour detentions that had built up and we hadn't done them. We had to serve them all on a Saturday. But Saturdays was a 3-hour detention. That was the more serious one. But they'd start off with an in-school suspension. So I used to sit in the headmaster's assistant's office and just, do paperwork for the admin person. Yeah, I hated it, man. You're just staring out the same window all day and all the kids are coming past laughing at you. Oh, George is fucked up again. Or this is where he belongs. And it's like, far out.
Literally. I don't even have the teachers going, fuck, you're here again. I'm like,
yep.
You know,
when are you going to learn? You've got potential, all that stuff. It was the same story on repeat. But yeah, man.
Hold on, were they wrong about that? Like, you do have potential, and you're starting to realize that now.
I guess so, but like you would know, it's like the school environment. It caters to a specific class of kids, and you have to think a certain way to be able to fit into that system. And that system is just not for everyone. This is something that we've spoken about in past episodes too. It's like, and the thing is, what annoys me about the education system is that they don't classify that as being okay. That kids don't fit into that system, regardless of how someone is brought up and how they're mentally wired. I still feel that just pushes kids one certain path regardless, and that don't give them that option. Like, yes, now you can leave school at year 10 and do vocational courses and whatnot, but I still think there should be more support for kids that, say, for example, want to explore a sporting pathway or, business. Like, they don't teach you how to manage money in school. They don't teach you how to build personal skills at school. They teach you how to study. They teach you how to read, how to write. But in terms of building... that can be classed into whatever you want.
It's a different conversation, but yeah.
But in terms of building those interpersonal skills of how to communicate with people, how to manage money, how to do all these, certain things, you don't learn that until you get out into the real world, which is why I think a lot of us, as soon as we stepped into that real world, things either went really well or they went to complete shit, which is what, obviously I want to get into, because me and you have quite a similar story when it came to that. So, episode of the Jacked Philosopher is brought to you by Metamorph Physique, our coaching and mentorship program for men ready to transform their body, mindset, and life. We know what it feels to be stuck, overweight, unmotivated, undisciplined. That's where we started. And that is why we created a program that goes beyond training plans and diets. We rebuild daily structure, discipline, and the confidence that comes from building a physique that you're proud of. If you're ready to stop wasting time and finally take control, head to metamorphphysique.com or DM us on Instagram at George_metamorph or Nick_metamorph to transform your body and transform your life. Tell us, after the school period, obviously, you knew you didn't want to pursue anything academic. I'm guessing uni was completely out of the question.
Yeah, like you said before, mystery marks. 100% I would have got it, because I went all the way to year 12. I got to the HSC. I sat there and and they're like, yep, start. And I'm looking at the paper going, what the fuck am I doing? I know I'm not going to get anything. I'm being honest with myself. I know I'm not going to get anything. What the fuck am I doing here? I stood up and they went off of me. They're like, you got to sit down. I said, fuck this.
Yep.
I left. She goes, if you leave, you're done. You're wiped. Go out, get all your shit checked and get picked up. You're finished. You're out of school.
Yep.
So yeah, done. Called my dad. Hey, listen, this is what's happening. He's like, he's pissed. He's like, I'm coming to get you.
Mm-hmm.
Did all my shit. He took me straight to his factory because he owns his business.
Yep.
Started there, bro. Straight in. That was the next day, straight in. There's no day off. There's no nothing. He's like, you're fucking going to work.
Yep.
And then that's how that started. So basically, my dad owns a manufacturing sporting company. So he makes, sporting clothes, sporting goods, basketball, soccer, a lot of, back in the day, the NRL jerseys, NBL jerseys, all that sort of stuff. A lot of school jerseys and sports things, netballs, you name it, heaps. The local stuff down wherever, all the clubs. So he makes all that. So I got into that. I learned the business. I learned how to do graphic design. I learned how the systems, the machines, how everything works, fabrics, textures, patterns, you name it.
Cool.
So I learned how to do all that screen printing and things like that. So I did that for a few years, 4, 5, 6 years. It was my first job, and I ran it out for a long time. And then had some family events, had some issues, also you getting older as a person, still trying to leave mum and dad's house, abiding by the rules. You know what it is. You've becoming that older teenage, trying to just do whatever, run the world, and you're the king shit.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously my actions didn't align with, obviously parents' rules. I'm Italian, hard European, strict rules,
very traditional.
You could imagine, I hid my tattoos, that led to a lot of problems and ended up not speaking to him for about 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
So left straight away, literally grabbed a duffel bag, incident happened, grabbed a duffel bag, went to see a mate, started sorting my own life out, get my own place. And that's
so where were you living, and how could you afford to actually live away from home at that point?
So straight away ended up finding apartment in Liverpool, which isn't too bad back then. I think it was like $400 a week.
Yeah.
Not too bad compared to
today's prices. That's cheap, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? For what it is, $400. Ended up getting a job in retail, I'm good with selling.
Yep.
Good at talking to people, and we can get into that later as well.
Yep.
And then, got my job and just started doing that. It's just covering the bills, living by myself, learning the real world, fucking putting my big boy pants on and shit like that. Do you know what I mean? I'm actually understanding everything. So that all that sort of started, right?
Yep.
And I guess you do that for such a long time, get into a routine, you by yourself. And I don't have a problem with by myself. You can put me on an island. I don't care. I don't have to be around people. I'm good. I can sit in silence for forever. So I'm good with that. But yeah, I guess sometimes when you are lost, you don't have purpose, you don't know what that is. Doors open, doors close. A lot of doors are open that maybe shouldn't have been opened. And that's sort of where I guess things started to go wrong, so to speak. But in conjunction with that, still playing sports, I had a massive injury. I did my knee. ACL, PCL, MCL, did everything. Snapped everything.
Whole works.
The whole works. The hamstring ripped two of the hamstrings.
How'd you do that?
Dunking.
Dunk?
In the game, dunking.
Was it when you landed?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So, I'm only, 5'10". So back then, 5'9".
Yep.
Can dunk a ball that's 10 foot. So that landing, someone being that small,
It's a big jump.
It is,
It's
right?
a big jump.
So it's a matter of time.
Yeah.
Did my knee, and then all that goes out the window. So now I know, years down the track, the identity of sports was who I was. It all got taken away from you.
Yeah.
I
I was going to say that would have probably been, correct me if I'm wrong, but that would have been a pivotal moment where, especially if it's something that you love and you're so passionate about and it just gets ripped away from you, especially being the only thing that's carried you through school firstly, it's like, this is what's literally getting me through. And it's like you rely on it, right? You've got that passion. I want to become professional. I want to NBA, whatever it might be. And then that one injury, it's like, you're never doing this again.
And I guess at that point, you kind of had all your eggs in one basket, right?
Yeah.
Like, were you thinking, when you're living by yourself, were you thinking, okay, what if sport doesn't work out? Do I need to choose a different career path? Or was it just all in?
You're just all in because you're still so young.
Yeah.
You're not understanding real life situations or what can happen. You're not thinking about the future. You're just like, now, let's go.
Exactly. I was going to say, I was, it's like me. Like I loved lifting so much, and in school, I knew that I wanted to either, like I love playing rugby union, but I got injured too much. And then, lifting, I wanted to actually end up becoming a professional powerlifter when I was younger because I was big, I was strong. And then I hurt myself a couple of times in the gym. And then, I'm thinking if this goes out the window, like I'm freaking screwed. But you don't have the life experience or the maturity to actually register that and think about it back then when you're in the moment to be like, okay, maybe I should consider, taking some sort of professional pathway somewhere just in case. But we have to, I think, we're very similar in the sense that we have to learn the hard way.
Yeah.
It's like, I have to reach rock bottom, go through whatever I need to go through. And then after that, okay, this is what happened.
Unfortunately, some people learn really well like that. Some people don't have to go through that, unfortunately. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. So obviously that happened. The identity gets taken. Now that not just basketball gets taken, but training, going to the gym, looking after yourself. Obviously I was training a lot differently, sport specific, biometrics, but I love that. I love doing that. I love training hard doing that. That got taken away.
So there goes the structure now.
There goes everything, right? And then, I had complications with the surgery. They had to redo it. They burnt and drilled too far in when they put bolts and shit in. Like, then there was another problem. Had to go reoperate again. Then the skin was so tight that it kept pulling open. So they're like, we're going to do a skin graft. And they're like, listen, it's so bad. Like, we're just going to sew you up. Do no rehab for a year. Because you can't train.
You just
can't
have to sit there.
You have to just sit there in a brace, let it heal. I don't want the skin to pop. No rehab for a year.
And how old were you when this happened?
That would have been, I think, around 17.
Oh, so it's young, bro. Yeah.
Around 17, young. And then, it's just like, okay, well, you can't train, can't do rehab. No physical activity can never happen.
What can you do?
So it's just like the idea of training, watching sports, anything like that, it really put me off. I would have refused to watch sports on TV. It pissed me off. I couldn't do it.
Well, I guess it would have, like, it's pretty hard to come to terms with you not being able to play the sport and you're watching it. Like I understand that because you're like itching to do it.
Yeah. It was
Knowing
hard.
that you can't, yeah.
Really, really hard to sit there and, you know, watch NBA and games and that. I'm like, no, I'm not watching this. It just pissed me off because it's like, I can't train. I can't even get to a gym. I can't do nothing. And my whole life has been, that was me.
Yeah.
That was my identity.
Yeah.
People knew me as like, fuck, he trains hard, he does good, he's quick, he's agility. All gone out the fucking window.
So how'd you deal with that?
I didn't really, did I? I didn't really deal with it. You know, it's, you know, I'm 32 now. It's only now realizing that was a driver. That was a big factor. You know what I mean? So, you know, being lost, no purpose, I guess I started saying yes to a lot of different things where I was like, I never drunk, I never went out, never took drugs, never partied. You know, this is years down the track when you get into the early 20s and that. I still didn't drink, party, none of that stuff. But there come to a time where it's just like, you know what, fuck it. Still not training, still not doing nothing. Never got back into that routine. I was like, yeah, fuck it, let's have a drink. Let's do social drinking. Let's see what this is like. You know, what's this life about? Going out, partying, clubs, all that.
What was your first experience? You know, having not experienced that before, did you get a sudden, you know, rush of dopamine, or did you really enjoy it? Like, what was your first response to that experience?
So, drinking, I can't really remember the experience. Just, you know, having cruises and shit like that. Just being drunk, being silly, being funny, whatever. I don't really remember too much about that. I remember the first drug that I took, which was MDMA. I remember that was in my Liverpool apartment with people that I was with, which they were like, why don't you just try it? You're here with us. We're in your apartment. It's safe. No one's leaving.
Was it caps or was it rock?
Rock.
Yeah, fuck.
And they're like, you're okay. Like, we've had it. We're not going anywhere. We're staying in. It's just us. You know, you're okay. You're going to be okay. I was like, fuck it. Sweet. Let's do it. And I took it. And it brought out all the happiness. All the happiness. So much happiness. Too much happiness. You know what I mean? I was just happy. You know what I mean?
I know the feeling, bro. I know the feeling.
Really, you know, super, super happy. Dopamine hit, just absolutely hammering me.
Do you feel like all the weight, like all your injuries go away, all the problems go away, and you're literally just cruising? It's like you're on cloud nine, and it's funny. It's like it feels like someone's just scratching your head. Like you're just sitting there in peace. Like it's, I know the feeling so well, bro. Like it gives me like PTSD thinking about it. But
it was just, that was the first time. And funny enough, that first time was the last time I was sober because that time led me every single day. I kept taking. The next day when the guy just left, I messaged, hey, can I get more? I got more by myself. It's the second time I've ever taken fucking drugs. I went and ordered a ball of M, took it all myself. Next day, same thing. Next day, same thing. I just kept chasing it, chasing that feeling I got. And then that led me down fucking 5-6 years worth, bro.
Wow. Was it just M specific, or did other drugs start coming into the mix too?
Yeah, so other drugs started coming into the mix. So I started cocaine. Started smoking pot. Started obviously drinking. So all these were an everyday thing. It wasn't just it was literally every day. The main two were cocaine and MDMA. I ended up getting into such a habit that I would mix them both together when I'd rack my lines. That's just how I did them.
Yeah, I've done that before.
And I'd just rack them. I'd just rack them together. I'd grab a ball of M, ball of rack, mash them together, and I'd just rack them.
So was this, like, I guess, just a part of your day now? So you'd go to work, come home, and then just...
Literally. Every day for me, it was just more like I just want to party. I was just always in that party mode. Like, I'm going to party. Who wants to come over? Come to mine. You know, I live by myself. I lived in the penthouse in Liverpool. Like, come to mine, music, drinks, food, whatever. Just come to mine. You know, it's the fun time. That was it. That's how it was. I didn't look at it as anything more, anything less. It was just like, come over. You know, I got my space here. Kick back, do whatever you want. You know, we'll have fun. You know, it's all fun intentions. Right?
I think that's what was dangerous to to interject here. It's like I used to look forward to doing that. So I used to go about my day, and then I knew like my mate would ring me and say, "Hey, come over. I just got some," and like I would literally be looking forward to that time where I could go over. It's like I'd plan my whole day around it. I'd figure out how many drinks we needed and whatnot. I'd be like mad, like it's happening. And now that I look back at it, it's like you think like now like we'd have the same mentality towards like if we've got 5 or 6 calls booked with our businesses, like we're looking forward to work. So I'm potentially going to make sales. Back then, right, the reframe, like the mindset, it's like I can't wait to get on it. It's like there is literally zero positive outcome that's going to come out of this, but you look forward to it so much because you know what you're about to experience. You know that your night is about to just completely shift and. It's cooked, but now that we reflect back on it.
Yeah, literally, bro. So, like, it was never meant to be anything more, anything less. It was just like, come over, have fun. That's just going to be a fun time. You know what I mean? Whatever happens. We'll grab the drink, grab the food, whatever. And it was just literally that every day.
Yep.
No harm to be intent, just come over, come to Ivy's. You know what I mean? Oh, I've got to work the next day. Nah, you'll be right. Just go to work. Right, and I would. I'd go to work. I'd go to work off my fucking rocket.
Yeah.
I was working at, maybe I won't know the names, but a few retail shops. I still rocked up, but I was fucked. There was days where I'm just like, oh my God, what the fuck am I doing here? And then that obviously led to not going, being sick, pulling days off, all that sort of shit, bro. And then eventually I was like, I've had enough. I've had enough of this shit. You know what I mean? So,
and then how did you fund like all of it?
Yeah, sweet. So obviously working and then stopped working. So I was like, well, fuck. Right? I'm doing that much drugs. Why do I have to pay for this? But why don't I just get enough to give to the guys that come over, be like, hey, pitch in, and then it covers my cost. So basically I'm getting it for free. I'm not making money, but it's like, it's there. If you want it, pitch in, I'll get my shit for it.
Yeah, you feed, you'll have it.
Right, I did that for ages. But then I was like, no, I'll get a little bit more this time. A little bit more, a little bit. And bro, then the people were coming to me and like, oh, have you got some? I'm like, yeah, here. And they're like, oh, I'll give you. I'm like, yeah, whatever. It was never a thing to be like, meant to be something.
Yep.
But when you get so fucking into it.
Becomes normalized, bro.
Bro, you don't even know what you're doing. See what I mean? Like this goes over years of time and then it just gets too deep. You know what I mean? Like, I had plates in the bathroom. So in my ensuite, there, notes on there, lines. I had a plate in my kitchen, notes, lines. I had a plate on my bedside, notes. I don't hide them. They were just there.
Yeah.
Everywhere I can go, it's like, yep, line. Yep, line. Yep, line. It was just everywhere. It just became a normal, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And then I get, years go by, I move back to Penrith, where I'm from. This was like sort of during COVID. COVID got really fucking chaotic for me because obviously we know restrictions, stay at home, don't work.
Oh, that would have killed you.
People were partying. So it like amplified everything times 100.
That's when I was at my worst. It was during COVID when I went through mine.
Yeah, amplified it.
We were running around, with stuff like in the middle of the lockdown. There were no cars on the road, and then there's us, and we're all packed, and it's just like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like if you get done here, it's like you're finished. But we didn't care, like you said, it was normalized, right? Like the plates everywhere, paraphernalia everywhere. It's like I didn't think, it came to the point where even at home, I had stuff, and it's like my parents they found out about it eventually, but it's like I didn't even bother to hide it because I'm like, this has become a part of my life and I've just normalized it. Whereas if you talk to any normal person, who doesn't have any idea about this, they'd be like, what the fuck? Like they'd think you're someone from out of space. It's like, whereas to us, it's like, yeah, do you want?
Yeah, but you're so desensitized to it by that.
That's what it was. It was like desensitized.
You'd just walk into his room and he's just got shit everywhere.
Yeah,
it's like,
It is perfect word, desensitized, because it's like, bro, I was seeing it every day. Like, the amount of lines I was consuming every day, like I was going through like I said, like probably 2 balls a day. It's like
that's a lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
On top of, when the people come over partying, having drinks, and then, like, oh, fuck, I want to chill out. Let's take some Valiums. Oh, that's not working. Let's have some more. Like, that was it. It was every day.
Boxes come out.
It all comes out. I did all, that was literally my day-to-day routine.
And so that became like your new baseline normal.
so normal that I had people that, you know, you would know, you got your people that go to festivals and, you know, they go have a good time and they only do those things at the festivals. But sometimes they go hard, right?
Yeah.
I had people coming to me and going, how the fuck are you doing this much in such a short amount of time? Like you're, you know, early, late, mid-20s.
Yeah.
We've been sort of doing it socially, you know, for a longer period of time. And I'm telling you right now, like you shouldn't be able to do that much.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck's wrong with you?
That's what I found too, bro. Like, that's what I never could understand. I don't know whether it's because, you know, I've got an addictive personality or you might be the same, but it's like, you know, I had mates even at school that would, you know, socially, because I went to a pretty good private school and, you know, boys were, you know, were getting on it from quite a young age. Like I think, you know, the first time I saw a bag was probably when I was about 16 in year 11. But they managed to continue doing it socially, like, you know, on the weekends, they go to the races, they go to a rave, you know, whatever it might be. But I could never find myself to actually just keep it at that. Like say, oh, you know, we might get a cheeky bag on the weekend and go to Ivy or, you know, go to some club or whatever it is. With me, it's like, if I'm going to do it, like I have to go all in. Like it's going to be something that I'm just going to adapt into. It's like, I couldn't see it any other way. And I used to look at those people, the casual, you know, partakers, and used to be like, how are they able to keep it like casual? It's like, don't you want to keep doing it? Like that was how I thought of it.
Yeah. It's crazy because you know, exact same thing. It's like, bro, I'm all in. There's never one time where I've just gone, yeah, I'm just going to have one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it didn't. Like I started, I had one, I didn't stop for 6 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you missed, like say, I don't know, you got sidetracked and you didn't take anything for a little bit, like what would happen to your body? Would you
make up for it, bro?
I don't know because I didn't.
Oh, you didn't
I'm
miss
being
at all.
so honest, bro.
Wow.
I had it every day. Every day. There was not a time where I didn't have it. There's drinks packed in my fridge. I'll get my mates be like, hey, you home? Are you around? Yeah, what do you need? I need you to go get me drinks. Boom, get them dropped off. What do you need? Sweet, I'll just Uber it to you.
Yep.
I had people that were in the same situation, unfortunately, same sort of environment, where like, they're like, yeah, what do you need? How many drinks? Sweet, I'll send them to you. No stress. Do you know what I mean? It was impossible not to have it or not to fuck up by trying to get sober. I just had it, man. I just had it. It was just a continual normalized thing for me.
Yep.
Or I didn't even think I had a problem. Or I didn't even think it was not normal. Where you'd have people, and I can say this, like, you know, when girls come over and whatever, and they're like, oh, holy fuck, like, what the, you know, they walk into the kitchen and they go, what the fuck is this? And you're like, what? You want some?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It was just all the time. And I'm like, what do you mean? It's normal. Fuck.
So at what point, because you were kind of forced into sobriety, weren't you?
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, one thing that led to another, got really, really bad, right? And then I'm going to say the last 4 or 5 months before I get arrested. So they were the worst of the worst. That's just years and years and years of built up. You know what I mean? Obviously years, right? You know, taking Valium, sleeping pills, all other drugs. My mental health was so fucked. I knew it was fucked. Because there was times where I'm fucking having episodes where I'm looking in the mirror, I'm sitting on the couch, I'm having conversations with myself, I'm having out-of-body experiences, talking to myself, going, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, I've had enough. I'm done with this shit. I want to end it. You know, I tried to take my life a couple of times, tried to hang myself, didn't work. I tried to, you know, OD on sleep. I've tried to do it because I had enough. It didn't work, which is fucked.
Why do you think you reached this realization? Like, why don't you think that the cycle of just continuing to take drugs didn't go on? Like, you're getting this feeling of euphoria every time you take them. So what actually took you to have that realization, you know, even before you got arrested, while you're still obviously very actively taking stuff, to be like, you know what, this is completely fucked? Like, did someone say something to you, or did you have an experience with someone, or? No,
I think it's just my mental health, bro. It was just so bad. It was eating me alive.
It was building up.
It was eating me alive. And it's really hard to explain, but when you sit there and you actually try and plan to take your life, when you sit there and you're like, okay, I'm going to go over here, do this, do this, do this. These are the steps, and do it. And it doesn't work, the mental side of that is very hard to explain because you have to now sit here and process this going, you try to take your life and it didn't work. You have to live it out.
Exactly. And that's why I asked you, because I went through something extremely similar and I couldn't explain it either. But I think the easiest way to explain it for people that might not know is the reflection of you just going over a thought that you just had, right? Like the post-onset sort of thoughts. It's like, okay, say for example, if I'm going to take a scoop of, a supplement, right? I know I'm going to go take a scoop of a supplement. I take the scoop of a supplement. I know I've just taken a scoop of a supplement. That's registered in my brain, right? Now, if you put that same theory, and that, that's nothing, like you don't even have to really think about it, but you know that you've done it. Now, if you put that into a different perspective and say, I'm about to try and take my life, and you've planned it out, you know that you've got the plan in there, and then you go and attempt it, and you're still around to think about what you've just attempted to do, automatically, right? And I think it's probably got to do, with adrenaline, it's got to do with, what you've just thought about. You reflecting on that thought is so sick to even imagine because it's done now, right? Like the attempt has occurred. And now you have to reflect on what you've just attempted to do. And you're in like a normal state of mind for a second there because you're like, okay, it's like I'm completely sober now. I've just tried to do that. What the fuck have I just tried to do?
And then bam, you're back to being fried.
Yep.
So would you say that there's like a split second, a moment of clarity?
Yeah, absolutely.
And
absolutely. You said it perfect because I can remember a numerous amount of times when that happens, there's this split second where you come normal.
Yep.
There was another time where I had, blood pissing out of my nose. Went to the bathroom, whatever. I looked up, looked in the mirror. That split second happened. I looked in the mirror and I said, what the fuck are you doing? Get sober, get clean, sort this shit out. And then boom, I got cooked again, went into the line.
Exactly.
And I sat there and I'm going, what the fuck just happened?
Yep. It's crazy, but like my hair's standing up on end just thinking about it because it's like, it's so true. But I think, and I don't know, like I said, whether this is some, spiritual awakening or whatever, but those split moments of clarity, I think they are so significant in like whether it's, God tapping on your shoulder, whatever it is, just like, you can still get out of this. Like in that split second, you're getting a sign, but you have to hang in there long enough to actually do something about it. And that's where most people, that's where you see, people that are on the street, still that are addicted to heroin and whatever, like they're just constantly, just fried now. Like there's no more of that clarity, or they've completely pacified it. Whereas I think, and it's probably got to do with the way we were brought up too. I guess I'm not sure what your upbringing was like, Ivy, but even the culture that we've been brought up in, rather like you said, that traditional sort of, hard upbringing, I think that's had an influence into us being able to register that moment of clarity, like that soul still being there, even if it's a very light spark during that time, it's still there. And sometimes it's what's just enough to sort of wake you up, even if you have to go through more shit, in the process, which obviously you did because we haven't got to the stage where you were arrested yet. But I think that little moment there is what keeps us, going. You just have to be able to acknowledge it and be mature enough to be like, yep, there is an end to this.
Yeah, so that happened, and basically that was at my worst. I was emotional, I was crying, I was calling my mates. I said, hey, listen, I don't think I'm going to be here.
Yep.
It's that point. I've done this. It's not happening. I've had enough. Trying to live through that now, like you said, playing all those in my mind is fucking hard. Called one of my friends and said, hey, do you reckon you can come over? I don't feel good mentally.
Yep.
I don't feel good. Come over, doors unlocked, come straight in. I just said, I just need you to stay here. Just stay with me. If I fall asleep, I fall asleep.
Yep.
If we watch TV, whatever, it's all good. Stayed with me. It was good. Like, just made sure I was all right. Make sure I get through another day. And about 2 weeks later, got arrested. Had a bit of an incident with getting arrested. I got police brutality, I'm going to say.
Yep.
I ended up getting really fucked up in the head and was put in ICU. I was on basically in a coma for 5 days.
Fuck.
Didn't wake up. Nothing.
Was that from an OD or was that?
No. So that's from them. From being hit so many times in the head or head injury, nothing else, or head injuries. I got rushed to hospital. There was a lot of shit that happened that day, like They couldn't get an ambulance. It was taking way too long. They thought they killed me. They thought I fucking swallowed heaps of drugs, or whatever it was.
So the initial arrest, was there a warrant already out? Or,
yeah. So obviously, this whole thing got really escalated.
Yeah.
Big warrant. They had Raptor squad on me and all that sort of stuff. So it got escalated, right? And that is what happened at the event.
Yep.
Obviously, then I get to hospital. I wake up. I got no idea. I don't remember to this day, I don't remember what happened. I only know from reading from the documents, paperwork, and from the people that were there telling me, right? So I wake up, handcuffed to the bed in ICU. So a room like this where it's all just glass and then people standing out the front, but not in cop uniform.
Yep.
So I don't know this. And tubes down my throat, you name it, right? So that was traumatic because when I woke up, the only thing I could remember was me sitting in a car driving. So I had a panic attack thinking I killed someone in an accident.
Oh, jeez.
And then I kept asking the nurses, hey, where am I? What's going on? What have I done? Fuck, have I killed someone? And this is where a traumatic thing happened where they're like, no, it's okay. You've had an accident. Just rest. You've had an accident. And you know how they rotate the nurses and stuff? New nurse comes in a couple of hours later. Hey, what's, I've gone sleep in and out. Hey, what's happened? What have I done? No, you had an accident. You've fallen down the stairs. You've hurt yourself. You've hurt your head, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, so that's what they've told you?
Right, they told me so many things. Another one. Hey, what's going on? What am I here? Oh, no, you've just injured yourself. And I'm like, I'm going, what the fuck? I'm freaking out. Obviously, I'm fucking fried still.
Did you know that you were handcuffed to the bed?
Obviously, I knew.
Yeah.
But seeing that, being restrained, tubes down your throat. Obviously, they got taken out, all that sort of shit. Bro, I don't have a clear answer.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can't remember anything. I'm panicking. And it's making me worse. Obviously, you still got all drugs in your system.
Of course.
I didn't swallow drugs. I just obviously had drugs in my system from all these years. This is where the real detox actually starts. First time ever, you know what I mean? In hospital. And that was a big thing. I'm having heart palpitations. I'm getting sweaty. I'm fucking, everything's running through my mind. Because I have no idea. I'm lost. I'm confused. There's just nothing, bro. And then the first thing they're trying to question me, hey, do you know, what about this? What about the cops and that? I don't know the cops. And they're like, hey, pull out the budge. Start asking me questions. I'm going, what the fuck has happened?
And you still, at this point, you still have no idea that...
Fully just...
Even though you got arrested?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
fully don't know. So I'm technically under arrest. I'm in custody. I'm just at hospital because of my damage. And I'm just like, I was just asking, what's happened, what's going on, blah, blah. So I ended up staying there for 7-8 days.
And that was in the ICU for 8 days?
Yeah. So I didn't eat, nothing. I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't move. I had to get them to carry me, put me in the shower, bath me, all that sort of shit for the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
And then eventually I remember hearing on the last day, there was one nurse I remember, a very old lady, beautiful, because she still did what she had to do, no matter what I looked like, no matter her knowing the situation, she still come in and treat me like a human, right? The last time she come in, before she come in, I overheard the cops. They were like, hey, I need you to clear him. I don't care what he is. Clear him because I'm going to take him. And I could hear in her voice, she was like, oh, didn't want to. Because he's not right. He hasn't eaten. He's absolutely fucked. He hasn't gotten out of bed. He can't even walk. You know the rules when you have surgery and everything. It's like, bro, if you can't walk, you can't get out of bed, bro. They won't clear.
Exactly.
I overheard him like, you got to clear him. Go in there, sign the paperwork off, clear him. She come in, looked down, grabbed my wrist to check my pulse and that. Didn't look at me. Yep. Heart monitor. Yep. Took it off. She goes, okay, you're good to go. Walks outside. Didn't look at me. Didn't sign off. And boom, they all come in. Blah, blah, blah. You're under arrest. Blah, blah.
Yep.
So for what? I don't even know. I still don't know what's happening.
Yeah, of course.
He goes, all right, get up. I said, I can't get up. He goes, what do you mean? I said, I haven't gotten out of this bed or walked in 7 days. He goes, where's your clothes? I said, I don't even know what the fuck I'm here for. I don't know nothing, bro.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, get up. So the cops got me up, bro. I mean, I'm butt naked and only got the apron on.
Yeah.
Butt naked. He's like, all right, puts handcuffs on you. Ties the thing. He goes, you're done. That's it. You walk straight out of the hospital in the paddy wagon. Straight to the police station, stayed there for about 2 hours, straight into jail.
Had it hit you then? Like No, not yet.
No, didn't hit me. I was very mellowed out.
Yeah.
Nothing hit me. There's no emotions. There's no nothing. It just real mellowed out.
Yeah.
And when did you find out, like, what actually happened?
Bro, like about a month
Are you
later.
serious?
So the process of going into jail, getting processed.
Did they have you at MRRC for a while before you got processed, or?
Yeah, so when I first went in, we went to Parkley.
Yep.
Parkley.
That's a shit jail, bro.
Yeah, so Parkley, then I get straight into, at the moment they still have their code rules.
Yep.
So they got to do your 2 weeks isolation, all that sort of shit. So straight away I go in, they look at me, and by the way, my face is fucked.
Yeah.
My eye socket, my nose, I've got scars, blood, it's fucked, right? I don't know this. Go into there, they ask, well, what's happened? I said, yeah, shit happened. They do your medical check, blah, blah, blah. They see that your blood results and all that, you fucking got, all the drugs in your system.
Yep.
So when they take you in, they put you in a isolation room so you don't harm yourself because they look at you like a drug addict, all that sort of stuff. So they put you in an isolation room for about 2 weeks, a week, depending how you go. Sweet. I basically just slept, watched TV, watched TV.
Yep.
After that, then you go into the main area. But at that time, they still have COVID rules. So you still needed to go do another 2 weeks in isolation for COVID. They come around, test you and stuff.
Yep.
So I did another 2 weeks in there. I started to get a little bit better, moving in my cell, walking, all that sort of stuff. Started to come to a little bit. And then this is what we talk about. There's a mirror. And I look in this mirror. And I looked at my face. And this is the first, this is now going 5 weeks. I get to see what my face looks like. And my face is so fucked after 5 weeks, I couldn't imagine what it was that day, the day after, a week when the bruising and shit really kicks in. But after 5 weeks, my face is fucked. It hit me, bro. It just hit me. I'm just like, fuck, like, what's happened? Not just the face, but then you're looking at yourself now. Things are starting to really come to now, bro.
Yep.
You're starting to actually get sober. I'm looking at myself and going, fuck, what have you done? What have you done to yourself? The way you look, you look aged, you look withered, fucking, skinny fat, unhealthy. How did you get here? Where's your last 5 years of your life gone? What have you been doing? It all hit me, bro.
And what were you, so that was obviously the first time that you saw your face in 5 weeks, but I guess you could say that was the first time you saw
Yourself.
who you were in 7 years.
Yeah, well done. Yeah. Good.
So what were you feeling in that moment?
Yeah, just it all hit me. It all really, really started to sink in. Not from what I'd done, but it's just like, bro, what have you been doing? What did you do to get here? What are all the things that has been going on? The people you've been harming yourself, family relationships, all that sort of shit. It all fucking come to me, bro. Just in that mirror, this little mirror, bro, on the fucking wall.
That's usually how it happens, bro. That's exactly how it happens. It's nuts. Had you been charged at this point? Did you know what charges you were dealing with, or?
Nah, so at the moment, don't know like my charges and stuff, but normally, the system, the way it works, if there's enough, they have enough stuff, they can put you in there.
Yep.
So basically they had enough to put, hold me in there until things get sorted.
Yep.
So, so still staying there for 2 weeks, and I was like, fuck, all right. You don't know what's happening. You don't know how long you're going to be in here. Could be short, could be long, could be a while, man. You don't know. So what is it that I can do when I'm in here?
Exactly.
Come up with something. This is what I'm talking to myself in the mirror. I'm like, come up with something that you can do in here that is going to change you. Because at the moment, you're at the lowest of the lows. There's nothing else.
Yep. You're
in hell. What can you do in this position in hell that is going to make a better you for when you get out? And I said, I'm going to look after myself. I'm going to train. I'm just going to do well. That's it.
Essentially, you're going back to your roots. You're going back to that mind of that 13, 14-year-old boy. It's like, I know that this is what I can do. This is the only thing that's left. If I'm capable, I'm going to try and do this because it's what I know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Was it like a switch that was flicked, or was it a gradual process?
Bro, it was a switch.
Yeah.
It was,
The switch of decision was instant. I'm not saying I could, start doing a lot of stuff with the training, but the switch in the decision was made.
The mindset, Nick, that's how it happens, bro. Like I was exactly the same, bro. For me, it wasn't a mirror. It was actually the icon. That's why I carry it with me everywhere. It was the icon of Jesus that I've got in my room. I was off my head one night, completely just fucked up, like you wouldn't believe, on so many things. And then I was looking at the icon, and you could say this was an out of body experience because of how many drugs I'd consumed over X amount of period of time. But I had a very similar epiphany, and then I'm looking up at the icon, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, my parents have raised me in certain ways. Like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, we had gotten mixed up in some pretty bad stuff too with some people, and anyway, I was heading down the same direction. I thank God today that I didn't end up in jail or dead, because I was very much heading down that same path. And for me, it was flipping that switch, bro. It was literally, okay, what can I do? I had no money, so I was in debt, thousands of dollars to certain people. My parents didn't have enough money to bail me out of it. They didn't even know half the extent of it, of what I got myself mixed up in. Anyway, and it ended up getting to the point where I just had to. I'm like, what can I actually do? And then similar thing, I was still overweight then too, and I said, I'm going to go back to training. It's like I always turned back to something that I know I'm good at, that I can do, and it was in that moment, bro. It was a flip of a switch. So take us through that, bro. The experience from the inside doing that.
So literally. Yeah, bro, like every jail I went to, every pod that I went to, I knew someone. Coincidentally, I knew someone, whether that be from high school or basketball or something. I knew someone in there, right? So it just started, bro. When I was at Parkley, group of boys were just like, bro, if you want to train, just train. Just show up. And I'm like, bro, I can't train. I haven't trained in years. I can't do a push-up. I can't do nothing, man. He's like, bro, just come in the mornings when we train, jump in, just do what we do, just do what you can. If it's fucking 5 push-ups, it's 5 push-ups.
Yep.
If it's 10 squats, it's 10 squats. Just keep showing up. I'm like, all right, fuck, I'll try. So every day, bro, I just tried. And I'm telling you, it was piss weak. I'm talking like 5 push-ups and your arms are like
shaking,
doing body weight squats, and I'm seriously talking like 5 or 10.
Yeah.
I couldn't do nothing. And just, it was day after day after day after day after day. And I was just showing up, I was doing them. Bro, in the blink of an eye, bro, we were doing like fucking 200-300 burpees a day.
Yeah. What motivated you to keep turning up even though you knew you were weak, right? Was it the fact that you had the boys around you to support you, or was it the fact that you knew that that was your only option while you were in there?
It's the only option. Because what else am I going to do in here?
Yep.
Right? I don't know what else I'm going to do in here, and knowing that I don't know what is happening, I don't know if I'm going to be here for a long time. It's like, well, let's make this the best that I can. How can I do that? Set up a routine, set up a morning routine, eat good food, train. Just shut up, head down, train, do something for you. You know what I mean?
Did they offer you work benefits at all while you were there, or?
You can get them. I just didn't. I think because I was just so in the zone of like, I'm going to train.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't know, but bro, that mentality that we have now, it kicked in instantly. I'm I got to train, bro.
Yep.
I'm not fucking missing. I got to train.
Yep.
So it's just all I did, bro. It's literally all I did. That's what killed the times. The days that you get locked in your cell that you don't ever come out. You train in there, you do the ridiculous things that you can, try and, hold on to your bed, use monkey bars, chin ups, fucking whatever you can. We just made it happen. And that drive and that fire that I had when I was playing sports, it come back.
Yep.
Just never miss. Just fuck yeah, I can't wait to train. Is it the next day yet? Let's go train.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It just come through, bro. It was a savior for me. It was, that spark, that light. It just fueled everything again.
Yeah, you essentially rebuilt yourself in jail. You know, it's a massive thing, and in a sense, like as secluded as it is, and as crazy as that experience is, not having any other options. In a way, it gives you that structure that you've also been lacking because you actually don't have a choice. It's like, I know what my routine is. we wake up at this time, we're going to get roll call at this time. It's like you have that structure. So you can plan your whole day around that structure because you know it's not going to change, right? And if anything, as crazy as it is, it feeds into that sort of autistic habit of, you know, keeping that same routine
100%.
that we have now, right? Like it's weird, how it kind of translates.
Yeah, it works. It works.
I'm curious. So all that suffering that you would have gone through over those 6-7 years, and then being in jail, do you see that suffering as something that happened to you or something that happened for you, looking back on it now?
No, I always say I'm blessed for that to happen because if it didn't happen, I would have been dead.
Mm.
There's no other way. Like I said, when I was crying, took that phone call, I told my friend, I said, listen, if I don't get locked up, I literally said, if I do not get locked up, I'm going to die. And I got locked up. So for me, it was a blessing. It was a blessing that had to happen. And I'm not saying everyone has to go through rock bottom and has to go through jail and has to do that. I'm not saying that. But there's some people that it might actually work the best for.
Yeah.
For me, it worked really well because it took me away from all that shit. It got me away from all the external things. It got me to understand me and rebuilt myself. It got me sober again. It allowed me to build structure and routine and, you know, fall in love with that process of fitness and health. Yes, it wasn't ideal, but it worked. It was the best thing for me. And, you know, a lot of people off that question, a lot of people ask me, do I regret what I've done and my decisions? Well, it's not that I regret it, and I'm not saying that in a bad way, but if I regretted it, it's like then these things wouldn't have happened. It could have planned out differently, right? But I've learned so much from all those things that I've done and gone through that I've simply applied into life now that have been some of the best lessons ever.
Well, that's very interesting, actually. Yeah. Wow. So when, you know, obviously you got out of jail, how soon after that?
So I did a year in jail, which is, you know, it's not a long time. It's not, right? So from people that have never been, they're like, oh, that's pretty long. But it's really not compared to the people and the system and shit like that, right? So it's not, right? But it's basically once you get past that year, you do 2, 3, 4, 5. That's where it starts getting heavy, right?
Yeah.
But so I'd done a year, right? Then when I come out, I got released on Supreme Court bail. So my charges haven't been dealt with. They're still going through the process. So I got released on Supreme Court bail, you know, have to stay house arrest, have an ankle monitor on, abide by all these rules. So, you know, couldn't leave the premises at all, and you got the bracelet. So that, in a way, worked well for me because couldn't leave, couldn't go anywhere, couldn't see anyone, couldn't do my own thing. It forced me once again
To have that structure.
to stay in the same structure because when I got home, I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? I'm going to do the same shit. Nothing changes. You're going to go outside. I'm going to train the same way that I trained in jail because I didn't have any weights or gyms. I'm going to do my chin-ups. I'm going to do everything the same way. I did the same shit. Got up at the same time. You know, my parents are going, what the fuck are you getting? I'm saying, no, that's it. It's my routine now. I'm just getting the fuck up. This is what I do now. You know what I mean? And I just kept it the exact same way. Nothing changed.
So you went back to your family home
Yeah.
after that? Yeah.
Yeah. So I went back to the family home in Penrith. That was part of the condition. Obviously, the place that I had and all that sort of stuff, you know, got fucked up from the cops, the raid.
It would have all been proceeds and stuff over there.
Got rid of it, all the furniture, all that stuff. It's all gone, bro. All gone. You know, while the house got raided and, you know, the door fucking was broken in half, the apartment got broken into. There's no fucking door. All my shit got stolen. My undies, my socks, everything I owned got stolen out of there.
Yeah.
So, it's, you know, it started from scratch again. It's, you know, it's not ideal, but it takes away a lot of triggers. It takes away a lot of things. It makes you grateful. It gives you a different perspective and value of certain things. That's probably one of my biggest that I've learned from, you know, always wearing nice clothes, designer this, having this, cars, you name it. I don't give a fuck anymore. I just don't care. I had it all.
Yep.
Got taken away. Come back. I don't care.
Well, you see the insignificance in the materialistic things. It's like, what value does this actually add to my life? Does it give me purpose? Does it give me passion? Or is it just something life is flashy and make other people jealous of me? It's like,
100%.
like, yes, it's nice to have nice things, like to be comfortable, but at the end of the day, when you're, overindulging in overly expensive bags or wallets or glasses or, cars, it's like, what's this actually doing for me? Like,
Yeah, 100%, bro. It was one of the biggest things, actually. It surprised me.
Yeah.
Where, like, when I first come out and, I was allowed to buy, go shopping and get things, I was like, I looked at all these things that I used to go, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get them. I'd go look at it, I'm like, I don't want it.
Mm.
Let's go Kmart. Fuck
Yeah.
it. Let's go to Kmart. We'll just buy some clothes there. Sweet. Whatever. Good.
So take us from, obviously, you've come out of jail, you've continued your routine, which is fantastic. You're starting to build yourself as a man on the outside now. And you mentioned that, the reignition of passion for health and fitness happened to you while you were inside. How does that then transition from what you were doing, just in terms of your own personal development, not only just pursuing to become a fitness coach, but the whole carnivore thing? Tell us about that and how you became a massive advocate for the ketogenic style diet and for carnivore specifically, because we're both massive fans of it. Nick has been carnivore for the last 2 or 3 years. He competed carnivore as well. And even our family, we got mum.
Yeah.
It was actually funny, your ICP, right? Women over the age of 40, guys, go see Ivy. We put her on a ketogenic plan and she's lost over 20 kilos. Doing that, and she feels the best. Her hormones are in balance. Like, she's still got some iron issues that we need to correct, but it's getting there. So tell us how that whole process started.
Okay, so back younger, when I was like 20s, I did end up studying PT and nutrition and naturopath, but obviously didn't fucking pursue it.
Yep.
Right? So when I was on house arrest, I was like, okay, well, there's only so much TV I can fucking watch.
Yep.
I've literally watched every series on Netflix, and I'm talking the long ones. I'm talking like Seinfeld.
Oh,
like, bro, there's so many. Like, I've watched everything.
Yep.
There's only so much you can do in 2 years. So I was like, all right, well, what am I going to do? Let's finish the courses. Maybe I want to be a PT. In love with my nutrition. I'm back in that zone.
Yep.
Let's get that going. So I finished the study, the courses, and then while that was happening, I was eating super clean. So basically inside I was basically only eating tuna.
Yep.
Because you don't get much. You get a variety. You can get on your buy-up basically products that are in Coles and Woolies. Tim Tams, fucking Up and Goes, biscuits. A lot.
They're expensive too in there.
Yeah, it's double the price because they make money on you.
Exactly.
So a lot of that stuff, biscuits, Tim Tams, TV snack, all that sort of jazz.
Yeah.
A few packets of rice and noodles and things like that. Nothing healthy, all GMO, all that shit.
Did you guys make those cakes while you were in there, like the little
I had
brownies and the?
I had two birthday cakes in there.
Yeah.
And some of the best birthday cakes ever. Bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
the boys get really creative. I've heard some stories from some of my mates that have been in, and they get really creative, like, with what they make in there. It's like,
we made heaps, bro.
Yeah.
Like, they made so much stuff. So it's just, when you don't have much, it's like you make do. We do what you can. So it was. So, not much healthy food in there. So I basically stuck to chicken wings in there, chicken, tuna. That's it, bro.
It's protein.
I'd swap my rice and stuff for cans of tunas and shit like that, and I just smashed that, right? So when I come out, I still kept that sort of eating tuna, meat, and I've never heard about carnivore. It's not a thing, right? It's just what I naturally did. But when I was doing studying and research and things like that, I don't know why, I was just obsessed with finding out about causes and leads of diseases, parasites, just unhealthy things in the human body. And it led me to the path of starting looking at ancient tribes, ancestral tribes, African tribes, Sudanese, Papua New Guinea, island people, New Zealand, all those things, Hawaii, island people. And what I found was, how come these guys don't know what cancer is? How come these guys don't know what IBS is. It started making me really answer questions. Yep. And I'm like, well, they don't know it because they don't have it. Why don't they have it? Let's look at how they live. What are they doing for food? I started watching their food. I'm like, all these guys eat animals. Different animals, different places of the world. They all eat animals. Okay. What are they eating? Organs. And they hunt the animal,
They
gut
eat the
it.
whole thing.
They gut it straight away on the spot. They'd make a kill, gut it, go straight for the heart, liver, spleen, straight away. It's the first thing they do. They preserve it like fucking gold.
Yep.
They'll eat it on the spot then and there. They'll cut it open, give it to the boys that are around them, and then they start prepping and packing it to take back to the tribes, right? The muscle meat is the last thing they basically dish out, which we eat every day because we think it's the holy grail. They treat it as like scraps, leftovers, dog meat. They still eat it, but they don't prioritize it. It's the organs and things like that and the fats. And I've seen that across all of them. And I'm like, this makes sense. Then I started, watching documentaries and shit like that, real documentaries. And I'm like, they're doing the same thing. But when you go look at movies, it's the opposite. It's being manipulated a little bit.
Yep.
So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to start focusing on animal products, get it at the purest form, start learning about, additives, all those sort of things. And bro, just naturally, I'm like, I'm doing that. I don't give a fuck. I'm doing that. Just started doing it without knowing that was a thing. And then in that process, I'm like, I'm going to try and get this business going, this PT stuff. So obviously my lever was talking about my journey from jail and addiction.
Yep.
Because I've obviously disappeared for quite some time on social media, and I popped up all of a sudden. People going, "Fuck, where you been?" Like it's been like 6-7 years. Like a lot of people were asking those questions. I started talking about my story. People didn't know all that, and obviously trying to push that into fitness. But what I was teaching was just the stock standard pyramid, calorie counting.
Yep.
That, and I pushed that. Even though I wasn't doing it, that's what I was talking about.
Yep.
And nothing happened in the business. Nothing happened for a year. 8 months, 9 months, nothing happened.
Yep.
I was being consistent, posting my stuff, doing all the things, nothing happened.
Like all of us fitness coaches start when we first don't know who we're targeting. Yeah.
And then my mate goes to me one time, he goes, "Bro, you know too much, bro. With like what you do and all the little nitty gritty things, just people wouldn't have no idea about. Why don't you fucking talk about it?" I'm like, "Bro, this is so controversial. Like people are going to think I'm fucking a nut job."
Who cares?
And he's like, "Do you really care?" I'm like, "No." I said, "It will just show my true colors of being a nut job." You know what I mean? He's like, "Bro, just go for it. Just talk about the shit you do. The shit you eat, the things that, you want to take, or the things that you looked at and why, and just share it." I was like, "All right, fuck it." Started doing that. Started talking about, things that I use to brush my teeth and making my own deodorants and all those sort of weird things that people think are crazy. And I think it's so normal. And yeah, it started to pop off. People started asking a lot of questions like, "Oh, why do you do that? How come you do that? Oh, that's interesting." Just those things.
Yeah.
And it made me go, okay, you need to be true to yourself. Stop trying to please. Stop trying to fit in. Stop trying to just be you. If people don't like it, they don't like it. Just be you and be the authentic you. And with that comes the purpose, the passion. You can see it, the energy in your delivery and everything you do, because it like bread and butter. You know what I mean? So that's how that started, and things started to basically, roll off and start. And I was like, okay, I better get, business organized and shit like that. Right?
Do you think that's where most people in modern social media, or people that are trying to start up modern businesses, really struggle in terms of really finding that identity on social media? Because that's something that we've noticed, and obviously, working with you boys and JP, we've really started to try and obviously,
it's hard. It doesn't come natural to me at all, and I'm trying to get to that point. But
to really isolate our own identity and to just portray that, it's because I see it as something that because now everyone's a fitness coach, right? Like we see on whoever comes up on our algorithm anyway, because it's all we research, right? every second person is a fitness coach, but they're all posting the same stuff, right? It's all exactly the same.
Yeah.
You know, even I fall into it, you know, every so often just to take up real estate on my Instagram when I don't have time to post like a direct niche reel. But it's like, I think it's a real struggle. And as you said, it's not until you really embrace your own identity and be comfortable with who you are, learn to love yourself, that's when you can be like, you know what? As you said, I don't care what people are going to think, because if I'm going to get judged by these people, they're not going to, I'm not going to talk to them anyway. They're not going to be potential clients, so why should I care?
Yeah.
And once you make that switch, which obviously, you know, you have, and we've started to, you know, I think I have as well, because I really don't, you know, I'll post a talking head now without even thinking about it, you know. That's when you really feel happy, and it's like, you know what? I actually back what I'm saying. You know, I'm happy to put this out there.
That's right.
Even if it's a bit deep and it might be a bit personal, I want people to know this because it's my story,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
So,
You know, exactly what you said. And my philosophy is like, why do I want to fit in with competitors?
exactly.
Why do I want to post and do what all these other influencers or coaches are doing? What's going to make me different? What's going to make me stand out? Like we were talking about before with my story things. It's the same process. So it's like, show what I know, teach what I know, because I know it's different. I know there's not many people doing what I do in that aspect. So yeah, that's I guess how the business started, so to speak. That was how to get it all kicked off, really.
And how long ago was that?
So I signed my first client last year. I think it was August the 27th.
Yeah. So just over a year.
So it's just gone over a year.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it feels like forever, but it's only a year. So
It does, bro. Like, honestly, it's funny because...
But it goes so quick, but then it's like, wow, because every single day is so packed.
Well, what I was going to say was...
From the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep.
What I was going to say was, in retrospect, the years themselves go by like that, right? It's like, because I remember when I look at it from a bodybuilding perspective, everything seems to take forever, but then it's over and it's done, right? It's like, I remember 2 years ago saying I'm going to, you know, compete this year, and now it's already done and I'm already in the post-show phase. It's like, where the hell's the year gone? But when we look at it from a business perspective,
and day by day,
it's like, okay, I've got these calls booked, then I have to train, and then I have to do content, then I have to make educational work. It's like the days drag on and you've had like a 17, 18 hour day. I feel like, I've got to fucking do all this again tomorrow. It's like,
I got to do this tomorrow.
And I don't know if I'm going to make any money from it either. It's like, you know.
I think that's where that love and the purpose of it comes.
Exactly.
Like, I'll fucking do it anyway.
Exactly, but that's right.
Because I live and breathe it. You know,
exactly.
Right? So, yeah.
I want to ask you something. So, looking from where you are now and looking back, I want to know, how did you, I guess, begin to separate your past actions from your self-worth? And was there a process that you had to go through where you had to sort of, I don't know, forgive yourself, or?
Good question. I don't know if I've forgiven myself, because I don't think I've had time to really sit there and think about that and go, you know, have I forgiven myself for the things that I've done, the damage I've caused, not just to me, there's other people. And when I say that, like, that hits me hard, because I look at what damage I did to myself. I technically could have done that to anyone else because I was giving it to them. I could have started someone's habit. I could have started someone's problems. You know what I mean? And from what I've experienced, it's fucking a lot, because look what I've just done. I've just gone through jail, or that trauma. You know, I still suffer with PTSD. There's still nights where I can't sleep. I wake up, I hear noises, I pace in the house. It'll be 2 o'clock in the morning. There's the shit I still struggle with, unfortunately. And I could have put that on someone else. You know what I mean? So it's a lot. You know, the things that I went through, the suicide, I could have made someone like that because of my actions, which is a lot. So I don't know if I've ever sat there and actually, you know, accepted that and tried to forgive myself yet. But in terms of like separating them, the biggest driver for me is, I know I'm never going to go back to that. I know, like, I just know, because that feeling that I had that we talked about with that, is so strong and so powerful. I never want anyone to feel like that. I would never want people to feel like that and understand what that is. So for me to like even think about doing drugs, alcohol, or getting tempted into that lifestyle, there's nothing that's going to tempt me because I never want to feel like that again.
It's not even a possibility.
It's not possible. It's just not possible.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. It's as if there's a fear attached to it even. It's like, even if I hear it being brought up or even if I was to get invited to an event where I know that might potentially be there, I'd be like, no, I won't even go there. Because for me, even even the slight thought of it, like you said, it brings back that PTSD of the shit that I used to go through. And then that feeling, like you said, it's so fucking vibrant in my head even now that I think about it. It's like I never want to experience that again, So, and I genuinely don't feel like I'm missing out on anything either. That's the other thing that we come to. It's like when you start to see everything starts to fall into place, and your life starts to actually mean something and you have that purpose, you realize those things become so insignificant. It's like, what's a line going to do for me now? Like, what is it actually going to do for me? It's like I'm having the best time of my life without it. Right, I'm getting stronger, I'm getting fitter. You're making money. It's like this shit doesn't even hold any significance in my life. Like I'd have to go out of my way to essentially, in a way, force it down my throat to relive an experience again. Yeah. But there's nothing that's going to make me want that. So
spot on, bro. Like I can't explain it. It's just like that. That feeling is so powerful. Like it's just not a possibility. Like I've been to parties, I've been to places now where it's there. I've seen it. It's right in front of my face. And I look at it, I'm going, there's not a chance. Yeah. Like there's not a chance. You ain't going to beat me. Like I promise
exactly.
you. There's just not a chance.
You have to go through that feeling that we're talking about to know exactly what it is. And I'm sure people, if they do listen to it, if you have been through that, they'll know. But yeah, it's just something. If you haven't experienced it, you won't know. But yeah, I'm glad to hear that resonates, bro. And that we know exactly what we're referring to.
Going off that, if someone that is listening right now feels like they're stuck in their own version of that jail cell, what would you tell them?
That you can do it. I promise you. Doesn't matter where you're at, the situation, what's going on, you're doubting yourself. You can do it. The only thing that's stopping in your way is you. And I know that's probably like cliche to say, but like that, the quote I said from Marcus Aurelius, you are the one that is in the way. Yep. Yes, there's other external things that make things harder. I get it. But when it comes to those things, it is you that has the decision to push through. It is you that has the decision to come up with the solution. It is you that decides to quit or give up. Not the obstacle, not anything else. It is you. So you can do it no matter where you are.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It just, some people need to really find a passion, a purpose, a trauma, and use it for the benefit of, starting that fire within you.
Well, the obstacle is the way.
Yeah, that's exactly why I like that quote, because
it's amazing,
the obstacle in the way is you.
Yep.
It is you. It always comes down to you. Because it's no matter, let's just say I relapse. You guys can be there for me and be like, check in and be like, hey bro, like, how you going? You good? There's only so much you can do. There's only so much you can do. At the end of the day, it is me.
You got to pull yourself out.
I could have all the support in the world and just not do it. Just not help myself. Not make decisions. Not do anything to change. It is you always in the way.
Exactly. And I think that's a fantastic way to wrap it up. Some really good advice there, Ivy, and we appreciate you coming on and sharing your story. It was a fantastic story. Just to finish things off, we always ask our guests, Nick did touch on a little bit there before, but advice to young men who are lost or might not have any direction. They haven't found their passion yet, but they don't know that they're necessarily stuck either. What advice would you give to the men of, sort of our generation or the early 20s, people that are just sort of finding their feet in life, to try and have the best possible outcome so they don't end up in the situations that me or you do, so they don't necessarily have to learn that hard way, that we did? What advice would you give to them to essentially start out and have that life as a male who is a leader and is confident in themselves without the bullshit, what would you suggest to them?
I know this sounds really petty, right? And I think it's very, very overlooked because, once again, talking through experience and dealing with clients and stuff like that, I think actually taking the time to sit down and finding out what you really want with goals. And I know this sounds, childish, but it will at least give you one step closer to finding out a purpose.
Yep.
Finding out what your goals are. What do you enjoy? If you asked me this question 5 years ago, being, 25, 26, I would have said, what goals? What are you talking about? You know what I mean? I would have laughed at it.
Yep.
And that's why I say it's so simple, but it's like yet effective because some of us, life gets older, we change. We haven't really recalibrated our goals to where we're currently at, to our current situation. So actually break down and see, what do you really want? And don't give me an answer that needs to impress your mate or impress this person. What do you really want?
Yep.
And find out, is it a certain job? Is it, a certain career? You want to live a certain way. What is it? Start breaking it down. When do you want that by? I want that in 5 years. Great. Work backwards. How do we get there in 5 years? Work backwards and break it down. It gives you at least a path to go, okay, now the solutions. How do we come up with the solutions to make the next step forward?
Exactly.
It's amazing how powerful that is because once you start with baby steps, like very, very small steps, and then before you know it, you're leaping.
That's it.
And that 5-year goal, like you've done it in 3 years, and now you've got a 10-year goal that you're going to get.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that's why it's like super simple, but it's overlooked. It's we just don't do it.
Yeah.
It's amazing when you go back to basics, how quickly you progress.
Yeah. Back to basics is simple.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Well, we appreciate you coming on, Ivy. It was a fantastic conversation.
There'll definitely be a part 2. That was amazing.
For sure. Well, awesome.
Great, sweet. Thanks for having me. Thanks for sharing your stories as well. So I appreciate it. All right.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.